Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We in Ecclesiastic chapter 3 today. We're gonna try to finish this up by next week Friday. If not, we're going to Sunday. It's another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on. And this is of oppression, envy, etc., etc., dot dot, etc. This of oppression, envy, etc., dot dot dot, etc. Another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on. And this is the essence of God's work. The essence of God's work. Chapter 3. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to loose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit have he or she that worketh in that wherein he or she laboreth? That's a question. I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he hath set the world in their hearts so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. Period. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his or her life, and also that every man or woman should eat and drink and enjoy the good of their labor. It is the gift of God. Period. I know that whosoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Double period. Nothing, 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 nothing can be put into it, nor anything taken from it. Nothing. And God doeth it that man should fear before him. That which have been and now, and that which is to be have already been. That which have been is now that which is to have already been. And God requires that which is past. That's PAST. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. The wickedness was there, and the place of the righteous, that iniquity was there also. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. Double period. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, that they might see, that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men and falleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Ye they all have one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. Period. And all go unto one place. All are dust, and all should return as dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of a man that goeth upward, the spirit of a beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his or her own works, for that is his or her portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? That's Ecclesiastic chapter 3, It's another consecutive chapter. It goes on and on and on. It is of oppression, envy, and etc. Dot dot etc. etc. And it is under the efficacy of God's work. And I'm gonna just go back to the first verse because it's always the beginning, and I love the beginning. It says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silent, and a time to speak." I'm speaking now. "A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. What profits have he or she that worketh in there wherein he or her labors?" And I'm going to stop at verse 10. It says, "I have seen the travail which God have given to the sons of men to be exercised in it." You always can go in and get your own understanding. I just read Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm going to read the whole book of it. We was in it last week. We're going to try to finish it up by Sunday if it's possible. If not, we'll just keep going over. Like I said, I'm just doing my job, and I'm just giving y'all the water that you need for yourself, and hopefully one day that you too would understand where you should be at, where's your purpose at, and where you need to stand tall at to help us roll this out. And what that is not about us. It's about the future. It's about the future people. It's about the future children. And it's about what they understand, about what they know what's happening. And that's what we're supposed to leave off on and let them come in and roll and continue what we also know what's right. So that's what I'm doing, my job. And I'm always going to have to tell you that you're worthy, you're eternal, you made in us. And who is us? Well, we God's people. That's who we are. And we're going to stay that. And always remember that God love you, Jesus love you, so do I. And I won't tell you that if I didn't mean it. And always remember that you too can stand up and you can war the people too. Don't let nobody hold you back from making that step forward and leaving a lot of things behind you. Don't let nobody stop you from doing that. Because if you do, then you're living your life in vain. That means you're living for other people and not God and yourself. So that's where we're going to stop at today, because I got to go get me some lunch because I'm hungry. So maybe I'll feel better after I eat. Thinking about eating either some fruit or maybe a fruit smoothie. Possibly a watermelon. Might do some watermelon today. So don't forget y'all water, fellas. Don't forget that she love that lemon and lime water with that steak. Don't forget lemonade, good for y'all. Coconut water, good for your hearts. If you having problems with your heart, just go get some lemonade and say some coconut water. All right. What up, Luke? How y'all doing today? I'm doing very excellent as usual. I woke up on the right side. I woke up with my joy. I wasn't feeling too well this morning, but the sun came out, so I'm feeling a little better. So that's all that matters. Mark, you crazy. For all y'all just coming in, I read Ecclesiastes chapter 3. We're in the whole book of Ecclesiastes. We're going to stay there until we finish it. I just read chapter 3. Pretty much we were talking about there's a time for everything. So We know that there's a time to laugh, time to cry, time to speak, time to be silent, time to embrace, not to embrace. The same thing. It's always a time of a season for everything. And that's what chapter 3 of Ecclesiastes was about. It was giving us the information and the knowledge of there's a time for everything. And it also said that there's a time for war and there's a time for peace. But if you pick war, just know that you're going to have peace in there somewhere. You can't just keep warring and thinking that it's going to be okay, because you might be out of time. So always listen to understand, and just make the day good, like I can tell you. It's your water pot. Don't forget the water yourself. See y'all on the next one.